Hello there, I am the Colossal Nerd. How's it going? Right, so I think everybody now, it's safe to say, is on Facebook and or Twitter. I know I am for one because, I'm one of those sort of people who likes to get on things like as they start. I mean, I've been on for Twitter for many years now and Facebook for longer and all this kind of stuff, but it's funny because over the years I've sort of amassed like friends and followers and people I'm following and all this kind of stuff, and it gets very hard to keep track of what everyone's doing. You see, the more people you follow or the more people that are your friends, the more difficult it is to sort of read what's going on with people. It's very hard to keep track. So what I did recently was I actually managed to whittle down who I'm following on Twitter to, I think, 100 and something people, 106 I believe. It was 99. Then I found some other people I know from Facebook on Twitter, so I added them as well. More on that in a second. And what was really weird was I unfollowed people who I didn't recognise or I know for a fact I've not spoken to, you see, because I went through a little phase of just following everybody who followed me and all this kind of stuff. It's basically follow for follow and all this kind of stuff. No matter what they were talking about or who they were, I just followed them, okay? And in the long run, that's a good way to get followers, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not good for keeping up with who everybody is, you see. So I basically deleted about 90 or so people on my Twitter and not thinking much about it, thinking, you know what, I don't really care, because I know that I will probably lose people following me, because of that. But at this point in my life, I don't really care who is following me on Twitter. It's not a big deal to me, And what was funny was there are some websites that offer services that let you find out who's actually unfollowed you, you see. And I actually got a message from somebody who I've never spoken to before on Twitter. I recognise their avatar because they're one of the sort of people that updates so many times during the day that it's hard not to know their avatar. And it basically said, oh, such and such unfollow me along with 23 other people. Now there's two things I want to mention here. I unfollowed them and they sent me a message saying, oh, you've unfollowed me. If you sent me a message previous to me unfollowing you, maybe I wouldn't have deleted you. And secondly, there was 23 other people that unfollowed. So, you must be doing something a bit wrong. The weird thing with that message was, I find that people get really obsessed and upset if someone unfollows them on Twitter. It's not a big deal. It really isn't a big deal. I used to get a little bit bummed about it, but I'm now at the point where I don't really care if people follow me or not. As long as people I want to get my updates are following me, I don't really mind who doesn't follow me, kind of thing. It's the same with Facebook, because I went through a phase of thinking I need more people on my Facebook, you see. So I was basically adding people from Twitter and all these other other websites. Oh, just add me please, it'd be really cool, we can hang out on Facebook. And it got to the point where I had all these people who I didn't know who they were, you see, and so I deleted them also, because there's no point in having them on there, because I don't know who they are, so I'm not going to really miss them. That's pretty much all I want to say about that. But the reason I deleted all these people was because I got a new phone, and it's got a HTC Desire Z. It's the one with the keyboard, you see, because a keyboard is pretty nice to have, especially because I'm a nerd with a blog and all this kind of stuff. And the reason why I deleted all these people was because I wanted to combine all of my contacts with Facebook and Twitter, because I've got friends in the real world, which may shock some people. And it's on this thing on my phone, there's actually a way of keeping up to date with everybody, and it's like a little, I think it's called FriendStream, and it tells me what my friends are actually up to. If they post it on Facebook or Twitter, I know what they're doing, you see, and I can comment on what they're doing and all this kind of stuff. And I got a feeling my video lagged out then because I got this thing pop up on my anyway. And it's just handy to have, because I now know what everyone's up to. And it also, when I say that when they text me or when they ring me, I now get their actual Facebook picture, the latest one, so it's pretty good, and I also get a little update what they've been up to, and it's really cool. And I think more people should maybe hone in there who they follow, because don't just follow people for the sake of it, because that's not what Twitter's about, I think, anyway. I think Twitter's more or less about you having your say, and if people want to follow you, great. If they don't, that's fine also. What's the point? Say like I had 500,000 followers, okay, I'm not saying I have, but if I did, I'm sure that most of those people are not interested in what I've got to say. I'd say the majority. I'd say maybe 400,990 have no interest in what I'm actually going to be talking about. And I'd rather have a little group of people rather than a big bunch of people, you can offend more people on a bigger scale if you have more people following you, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I've sort of jabbered on a little bit about this because, you know, I've not really been making vlogs for a while, and I think through this Colossal Nerd channel is where I'm going to be doing it from now on. So expect a couple more videos, at least two. Okay, a review of my phone, and probably a review of my operating system Ubuntu, which my friend asked me to do ages ago, but that's it really. So thanks for watching.